I'm digging in that hole. Well, Captain Roger Victor has come to life, and you mentioned a little bit. Roger told us a little bit about how that got started, and you mentioned a little bit about how it was just a thrift store find, and with your wife's help, you were able to develop this puppet that ended up going viral. On a simple short video about the realities of the little pet peeves that we have in this industry. What is it that made you continue to develop Roger Victor? Is it just a love of or a passion of puppeteering that you want to continue to develop beyond Roger Victor, or what's going on there?
Well, I have no aspirations to become the next Jeff Dunham. I do not. I always joke that if the Henson Corporation called me tomorrow, I would drop aviation in a heartbeat. Can you imagine if I could be a Sesame Street puppeteer? I think I could retire from aviation happily, and puppeteer my little Elmo or whatever it would be. But what drove me to continue it, especially after the first, it's almost 3 years now, I think. Coming up on 3 years of Roger Victor now, was more of I found an audience. I could puppeteer to a wall, I could puppeteer for myself, but I found an audience and I found subject matter that I knew inside and out. I knew that no one really was talking about it. You look at your friends in the industry, and I've flown for several regionals, and what I've noticed is that people at my last regional were complaining about it as if my last regional invented the practices and all the things that irk us, when really it's every airline,
Yeah, sure is.
They just don't know any better because they've never been on the other side of the fence. So I figured I could not raise awareness, but raise awareness that it's not just you, it's all of us, and we all go through it, and this is why pilots on a jump seat always have what to talk about, because the experiences are so similar across the board. Yeah, you might fly for mainline airways, or you guys call it legacy air or whatever, and they got different paint on the airplane, and the rewards programs are different. Some of them are platinum, some of them are miles, and some of them might be floral arrangements. I don't know what they're calling them anymore, but in essence the job is the same, the struggle is the same. And when you can show through humor that your struggle is not just yours, it provides an outlet. It also, this is going to go into some territory that pilots don't like talking about, mental health awareness. When you can laugh about something, it helps you cope with it.
Yeah, very true. Yes.
So if you don't have, we're very, in the aviation world, we're very strict. We're SOPs, we're QRH driven, checklists, and this is what we're going to do. When the emergency's happening, feelings go out the window, and we are machines and we get the job done, right? But we are also so pent up and pressured of, well, if I say this, or if I even mention this, then my chances of getting on at a mainline are slim, because the recruiter might found that I wrote something about something 3 years ago on MySpace, and oh my gosh. So then you end up bottling things in because you have nowhere to express them. Yeah. And what Roger has, and I think this is why Roger is as popular as he is he provides an outlet and a conduit for people to express those frustrations through humor and positivity. I try to be positive. Roger's always talking about negative shit about the industry, but I try to do it in a positive way.
Sure.
You ever see Robin Hood Men in Tights? That
Yes.
movie? Tell me the bad news in a good way. So I'm trying to talk about the bad shit in a good way.
Yeah.
To make you laugh. And I think that's why he's popular. And I think that's kind of why I continued with it, because I felt that there was still more to talk about with him. And I'm considering a major shift for Roger's dynamic recently, because I feel like I've beaten the airline world to death already, but there's also the charter world and the 91 corporate world. I'm coming for you, Roger. I am down in St. Martin.
Hey now.
Okay. So I'm considering Roger changing not careers, but possibly going into speed tape charters.
There you go.
And we'll see how that goes, which is a totally different thing entirely. And I'm not sure if Louis is ready to make the commitment to a higher end product.
Well, you definitely will have plenty of material if you decide to go that route.
There's definitely plenty of material. I mean, we were joking before about Roger's crew meals, but I like to joke about the 135 charter side as cookies.
But they're not as good as DoubleTree cookies.
Well, nothing is as good as a DoubleTree cookie, especially at midnight when they make them fresh out of the thing when they got the nuts.
Oh, yeah.
But I currently I've left the airlines almost 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago myself. I'm on the 135 side of the fence right now. So I have more than enough ammunition in my bunker to pull from for stories and other things. It's a different side of aviation, but it is a huge side of aviation that airline guys often just kind of brush off. They don't even consider it. But there's a lot of advantages to it, some disadvantages, but a lot of advantages to it. So if I can now hit that part of the industry with Roger, I think there's a lot of fresh meat there.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing that and checking that out, because that transition would definitely suit a lot of the pilots that are currently getting furloughed and transitioning and trying to find jobs in the private sector, the charter sector, and the audience will continue. I believe that won't be an issue.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the audience. I think the audience is on board for the ride right now. I put them through enough abuse. I think they're here. They're still around. They're here for the long haul.